Hello, it's Andy Graham of Hobo Traveler. I'm in Kara, Togo, West Africa, and I want to talk about something really kind of funny. My skin is pretty brown, and I don't know if you can see the differences, but it gets white, and around my neck it gets really, I get definitely a farmer's tan. There's a lot of NGOs, non-governmental organizations, or ONGs in French, organizational, non-governmental, that have offices and missions and projects and missionaries, and all these people come to Africa to start a project and raise money and do something, right? Okay, in poker, there's a thing called a tell. Okay, a tell is when you're playing poker and you're looking at the person and suddenly he goes, he gets one of those happy things, right? Like that means, oh, I got a good hand. This is not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have a poker face, right? Well, there are ways to tell different things, and there's little telltale signs, identifiers that you are doing what you say you're doing, or what you're not doing, or whatever you're doing. Like I always say that if there's a expat-owned English bookstore in the city, there's probably an expat community that is big enough to say that it's really kind of a little colony. That means you're going to have enough people that can talk in English culture or whatever you want to do, or German culture, French culture, whatever. If there is no bookstore, they're kind of disappearing now because of the Kindle and all this stuff. But if there is none, it's probably not an expat colony. But I want to know, why am I so brown and I see NGOs that are white? I mean, okay, if you're working with AIDS and you're saying that you understand the AIDS situation in Africa, or you're working with orphans, or you're working with the agriculture project or whatever, I don't know how you could ever go into these areas. A lot of these areas are quite difficult to go in by car. But even if you went into by car, you spent more than 5 minutes, say you spent an hour, you're going to start getting I see pasty white people. Pasty, like they never went in the sun. And it's unreasonable. How can you be working in an NGO? To me, the surefire tell is that I would come to one of these villages and I would see a project and I would see the sign. I see the signs everywhere, and I'd see people in there, and they would be walking around doing stuff. I see them drive by in their Toyota Land Rovers, but I don't see them ever brown like me. So, just a question, and oh yeah, we know getting tans bad for the skin, but some jobs it's not possible to avoid. I mean, I see white legs on girls sometimes that are just amazing. I said, God, how I don't know how they could do it. On the other side is, if a person's out partying all night and never actually awake during the day, it's quite easy to be white all day. Just interesting, fun stuff, and I want you to realize that most of these NGOs, ONGs, are here. I'm not sure they're working. Africa is a really good place to have an NGO, because what you can do is you can set it up, you put up a sign, you take some pictures, you get the locals, you build a building, you're never going to quit, and what happens is there's no oversight. There's no way to know they didn't do anything. I'm going to give you these kids down below before I leave. Ça va? Ça va? What are you doing? This is one of my friends. This is one of my friends. There's a family of people downstairs. There's 4 kids, and they call each other out, André, ¿cómo se va? André. Hey, bonsoir. They don't like the camera, I think. Ah, bon portfolio? Hey. Okay, the bottom line is that if I really want to know the children, I kind of have to get brown. All this may seem ridiculous to you, but the biggest business on the planet in the underdeveloped world is starting a mission that never does their mission, never completes their mission. There just needs to be oversight, and there needs to be some brown people like me out here, out and about, seeing the world. Okay, Andy, hobo traveler. Au revoir. Hey, bye-bye. This is what they're supposed to be saving. I don't know how you would do it without getting brown. These girls are not poor. They're actually rich. They're just outside their house watching barefoot. These are not poor children. They're just average children, having fun, playing outside, looking at the white boy Yavo. Oh, by the way, it's very difficult to take a picture of these pasty white people because they're not out during the day. I can't take photos at night. I can't take videos at night. And they're always driving by in a four-wheel drive Toyota Land Rover. They're not walking. If they're actually walking, I should be able to get their photo quite easy, but they're not. So it's a really difficult photo. Plus, they get real angry because they're just like the blacks in a way. They don't think that you should be taking their photo. But I think that anybody that's running a project that's living from donation should have their photo taken and be a public figure in a sense, letting people know I am here to help. They can't be hiding, except they're at the bars all the time. And that's where I can't really photo them because they would really get angry when they're with their boyfriends. Okay, about 80% of the NGOs or ONGs are probably women workers.